Hi guys, today I would like to build taxi fare calculator with you with help of ApiBrew. The idea is to build this application without any backend. So ApiBrew will work as a backend for us. Let's see. Let's define our requirements. Or with me. We want to build a taxi fare application. So the idea is we will have a map, and on map you will choose two coordinates, 2 points. Let's say A and B. The system will have predefined tariffs and tariff rules. Like, we can have multiple tariffs and each tariff can have its rules. The idea is UI will calculate, actually not UI, the system will calculate the fare between A and B. We don't want to do this calculation in the UI because let's say in the conclusion we will create a transaction or order, we will do something with it. If we do it in fully UI, it can be manipulated. So we want to do it in backend side. With help of ApiBrew, you can do this application very easily. Let's see. First, I will create schema folder and I will create nano folder. Schema folder is like our schema, and let's also create a config folder. Or we can also do it without config. Let's have schema and nano. First of all, I want to be ensure ApiBrew is running and it is okay. I am using ApiBrew Studio. Yeah, so it is ready. Our ApiBrew instance is ready. I will remove these tables. They are not needed. First, we need to define our APIs, our resources. To define our resources, we have two options. We can either define our resources from our source code, or we can define it from UI. In UI, we can press create resource button, we can fill our resource and we can create it. Or we can do it from here. I think as a front-end developer or as a full-stack developer, it is easy to do something with coding rather than from UI. So let's try to do it here. First, let's just define our model, our schema. Let's think, what will be our model? First, we need to have tariff. Second, we need to have tariff rule. Third, we will need to have, let's say we have tariffs, we have tariff rule. And after that, we need to have array to calculate our price, our cost. And let's name it tariff check or tariff calc. or just tariff calculator. So we will define our tariffs, we will define our tariff rules, and we will call tariff calculator. It will do the calculation, and we will give us the end result. Besides that, we can also have transaction. And let's say you calculated this tariff and you decided to create an order, or let's make it order. You can order a taxi essentially. I want to build not the taxi application fully, just as a proof of concept. I want to show how we can do it. And let's add fifth requirement: create order for given details. And when order is created, it will be automatically calculate the cost. So user cannot modify or touch it to this code. Let's start with our schema. First, let's define our tariff. What tariff will have? Tariff will have a name. A name will be string. It will be unique. It will be required. Besides that, tariff can have a description. Type string, and that's all. We also need rules. So we need a tariff rule. Tariff rule will have a tariff. It will be referenced to tariff. Besides that, tariff rule will have two points. These points will be a coordinate. So coordinate will have a custom type. So we need to define our custom types. And it will have x, let's say it not xcg, let's make it let and long. And both will be number and both will be two. Actually not number, it will be float 64, and both will be required. Okay, our coordinate is ready. Now we have two coordinates. We have start point, and the type will be struct, and type reference will be coordinate. So start point will be a coordinate, and end point will be also a coordinate. Besides, actually I'm wrong. These coordinates will be not in tariff rule, it will be in tariff calculator. I just mixed tariff rule and tariff calculator. Let us remove these points from here and coordinate. For tariff, we will have tariff rule. Let's say tariff rules will be like that. From that distance to that distance, it will be this amount of money. From let's define it. Let's say an example for tariff rule. It can be from 0 to 1000 meters. The price will be, let's say, $3. From 1000 to 2000, it will be let's say the distance multiply $1.2, and from to infinity, let's let's make it a big number. The price will go down as you are going to longer. We can have this kind of tariff rules. So for each tariff rule, we need to have let's name it duration, or let's name it length. And the length can be number. The length is the distance, not length. So the distance is this value. So as you see, for example, if I have ordered taxi for 5 kilometers, so in that case it will be calculated first for first rule, after second rule, after for third rule. And every time if it is 5,000, for example, first I will get $3 plus and I will get $1.2 plus, and the remaining is 3 kilometer, and 3 kilometer will 0.8, and it will be $2.4. Yeah, we will have distance and we will have a rule. The rule will be a string, and our application will execute this rule and will get the final price. Tariff rule, and we also need tariff calculator. For tariff calculator, we need to have tariff start point, end point. So tariff calculator is almost ready. For tariff calculator, we will have, actually I forget one thing here, it should be quite true, and there also should be a name. And the name, so this tariff and name, this pair must be unique. Let's have index here. And let's make it unique. So we will have one unique index. It will be its properties will be named tariff and named name. Yeah, and we also need to have tariff calculator. Besides that, start point, end point, we will also have a cost. The cost will be not required, will be float. We can also have order, tariff, start point, end point, and cost. Yeah, order will be similar to tariff calculator. And we can also add audit to order, so create time, update time, everything will be under control. Let's add this. Yeah. Now let's create our resources. Yeah, I I have not choose correct name here. Sorry, type should be resource. Yeah, it's saying that type is not exist currently. So let's create type first. Type should be source. It's my mistake. Yeah. Second, let's make type rule, type calculator, and order. Yeah, everything is ready. Now let's see here. We have 4 resources, and we can fill it from here. One last thing, we need to make type calculator as a virtual resource, because we don't want to store the calculation result every time. If you make it virtual, it will not be stored in database. Yeah. Now let's just let's fill some data. Let's have only one type for now. Test type. And let's have some type rules. Let's name it, for example, until 1000. Let's name it initial or minimal. And the rule will be $3, just $3. It will return $3, and it will be for test type. And second, minimal, let's make it small rule. This will be distance multiply, actually it will not be this distance. Let's make it different variable, remaining distance, or rotor distance multiply 1.2. Actually it is per kilometer, so we need to divide it to 1000 because our distance is in meter. Yeah, we have not just type. Yeah, and lastly let's have large rule. Yeah, I can fill it from here UI. I can also fill it from here because I can let me show you. I can get this YAML and I can use it like that. So I can define my data, my types from both places. So it is easier to define here. Let's do it here. Now our type calculator. Let's see the result, the things on Swagger. So we can use Swagger for our UI. So we have type calculator here. Let's do some calculation. So the type what was the name of type? Let's find it. The name of type was test type. and let's find to destination. For example, let's say it's one of our coordinates. What is that? What is long? I think the first one is let, most probably. Yeah, I sent the request, nothing happened. It has not calculated the cost. Let me see, do we have, yeah, we have cost here. It has not calculated the cost. Let's also see, it is not saved because we make it a virtual resource. It has not calculated the cost because it doesn't know how to calculate the cost. It is a logic, and our current APIs is logicless. But we can define our logic very easily with help of ApiBrew nanocode. Nanocode is for this purpose. You can customize your APIs and you can add logic to your APIs. Let's see. Let's create tariff calculator.js. First, I will load these resources. Actually, this function is existing, just IntelliJ cannot understand the nanocode library. That's why it is giving red flag here. Yeah, we loaded all of our resources. Now let's start. We want to modify the behavior of tariff calculator. Yes, and so let's do it. Tariff calculator dot before create. So before the create happens, or it can be also after create. It doesn't make much sense for this particular task. But let's do before create. And we will have a request, or let's say we will have a, let's just name it request. It's okay. It doesn't make much sense. Let's see how we can calculate this tariff. First, we need to locate its rules. For locating its rules, we need to locate the tariff itself also. We need to load the tariff because here the only name is given for tariff, but we need to have ID, etc. For locating the tariff, let's name it, let's call tariff equals tariff.load rec.tariff. So we loaded our tariff. By the way, you can find information about all nanocode library from our docs. Here you can see all functions. We have load function here. It is mentioned here, as you can see. Yeah, we loaded our tariff. Next. For next, let's just console log. Let's see if our code is working properly or not. I will add just console log, and I will deploy our code. Yeah, let's see. I don't see any log here. For seeing the logs, I can go to monitoring and application logs. The logs will be appeared here. We can also choose our JavaScript file. You can see that our logs are coming here. You also have a tag ID. You can get tag ID from here, and you can actually it's taking a little bit time, so the tag ID will happen here. So let's remove tag ID part. Yeah, as you see, we located our tariff properly. For next, let us locate our rules. Dot list. So I will locate them and I will filter them where tariff is our tariff.id. Yeah, and let's return content. Let's also console log it. Let's see. I want to go step by step, and you can see that how it is working. Yeah, sometimes these logs become a little bit late, so I am working on fixing this issue. So you can see that our rules are located properly. I see an array, and inside array we have these rules. Now, as we located our rules, what we need to do? We need to first calculate the distance between these 2 points. Second, we need to apply these rules. So let's start. First, calculate the price, the distance between 2 coordinates. So I can find an online function for that. Calculate, or let's ask to ChatGPT, or we can find it easily from Google. It is returning in kilometers. It's okay for us. Great. So we need to call constant distance. Yeah, it's already did it. Calculate crow. It will be start point dot lat long. Yeah. So let's also log the distance. Let's see if it is properly calculated or not. Yeah, you see the distance. Yeah, it is very far. Okay, no problem. As we located our distance, it is applied the algorithm how we can calculate the price cost from the rules. What we need for that? We need to have a price first, and we need to have remaining distance. So for each rule, Copilot is helping me. It is great. Every time if yeah, no, it is incorrect. It's incorrect. Let's remove it. Yeah, and And in type rule, we can see that we have rotate distance variable here. Let's calculate rotate distance first. It is rule.distance. If rule.distance is more than remaining distance, rotate distance will be remaining distance, and we will subtract remaining rotate distance from remaining distance. Okay, and after that we can apply the rule price eval. I will use eval. We also have another function in nano, but eval is okay. I will evaluate this rule. Rule. It is console log it. Yeah, and if rotate distance is 0, let's break our loop. Yeah, it is deployed. Okay, now let's try. Yeah, the price is calculated. The problem is it is on kilometers, the distance. We need to multiply it to 1000, so it will be in meters. Yeah. So as a result, we get the price. Now we can modify our request. Not price, is the cost actually. So as you see, the cost is calculated. So our customized logic works. It is great. Now let us try to implement the order part. If the order is asked to create, it will first calculate and then it will create. Let's try. Yeah. So for this one, I also need to have before create. But I don't need to implement the whole logic again for order because I already have it in tariff calculator. Let's do like that. Let us call tariff calculator.create. It will be same as order because order and tariff calculator has same structure. No need to do something special. And let's assign cost from order.cost to tariff calculator.cost, and let's return order. Let's see. It is giving an error because it's saying that there are no audit data. There are no such field. Okay, in that case, the reason is that inside order we have audit data. We have audit. Let me show you. You have audit in order, but in tariff calculator we don't have such thing. So we need to manually populate this. We need tariff, we need start point and end point. Okay, that's great. Now let's try. Yeah, the order is created. As you can see, it has start point, end point, and it has cost. But the cost is empty here because it's failed. Let's remove this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's try to use different numbers. Yeah, it will be $64 for these coordinates. Yeah, now it is cheaper. So as you see, our orders are here. Basically, with help of ApiBrew, we created a simple backend for our taxi fare calculator, and you see that how easily you can do it. All resources is easily created here. You just added the minimal logic, which cannot be omitted for now. For future, in ApiBrew we are trying to make it more easier, but it is a minimal logic which you need to write. But the all logic which can be predefined, it is already done by ApiBrew. Just you need to define the minimal logic, like when order is created, first calculate its tariff and update the cost and return. It is a minimal logic. By writing the minimal logic, you can build a lot of things in ApiBrew. So that's all. Thank you for watching.